Now your host, Romy Bean, and the coach of the CU Buffs, Deion Sanders.
We was getting a lot of pressure, so I was like, okay, cool, we're going to roll right here.
Shedeur rolls the pocket out to the left, looking downfield.
We put Travis backside. He going to get all the attention. Then LaJonte just going to be there outside, one-on-one. They're not going to think we're going to throw him the ball because he's like a shorter guy probably in that situation.
Rifles this one towards the end zone.
And I just trusted God.
It was LaJonte Wester. He scooped it up. Holy cow, what a play.
I just threw it up to God, and God answered the prayer for sure.
Shedeur Sanders has done it again. Buff Nation, you've got to be going out of your mind.
Welcome into Coach Prime's Playbook. Such an honor, as always, to be here with Coach Prime. And Coach, I still can't stop thinking about the way that game ended. I'm curious, when he throws that first ball up to Will Shepherd, lightning doesn't strike twice. Do you think it's going to happen again?
Well, usually when that happens, you're like, oh, that's it.
Right.
We didn't feel that way. To Shedeur's credit, everybody's up on the sideline. Everybody's into it because they know if two has the ball, we got a chance.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. And everybody in the stadium knows that. We got a chance. And when it happened, man, we was like, oh, my goodness. You know, that's the first time I'm seeing this angle. I haven't seen this angle of that.
Oh, yeah.
Of that play.
What's your take on it?
Well, I'm praying for Will. I want him to let it go. Because sometimes kids got to just let that go, man.
Sure.
We won because the time might have ran out, might have expired, you know, because they had to come. And we didn't have any more timeouts. They had to come. We couldn't have thrown. We couldn't do the clock play. So it was better that transpired.
So along those lines, you know, when you lose a game, you often say, right, what, you get 24 hours, you got to flush it away, a bad play. But when you win, it's often the same sentiment. How do you keep these guys from keeping the euphoria of what a great win, great finish going?
Well, you remind them what shoulda, coulda, and woulda happened. You kind of highlight things that transpired that got us in that situation. We shouldn't have been in that situation. We felt like we had enough to outright win that game by 10. We really thought we should have. But we allowed some moments to escape us. We got some big penalties on some big plays. The officials didn't see it our way. A couple big catches that we made that were overturned. Yeah. But we won. That's what counts.
Yeah. I think lost in the excitement of the way the game ended was that touchdown play to Amarian Miller. Shedeur won, evading the sack, and then Amarian keeping his knee off the ground.
Keeping his knee off the ground. Shedeur threw a strike. Amarian coming ready to play, jumps in the game. We're trying to rotate probably 6 to 7 receivers and just get those guys some playing time. But, I mean, just escaping to his right and just on the run, throwing a dart. And now that's balance. That's everything right there. And even Jimmy, I was like, oh, please don't call clip because Jimmy fudged him a little bit. Like, please don't call that. Yeah.
It was just absolutely fantastic. And, of course, every week, just marvel at the things that Travis Hunter can do.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting on the Hail Mary, Shedeur said he was the decoy.
Yeah, well,
interesting tactic. You make your best player the decoy.
You got to because you know what the opposing team's going to do because I know what we would do in that situation. The thing that amazed me the most, that 2 plays back to back, they allowed it to be a one-on-one. That it should never be a one-on-one, the last play of the game, and you know where the ball is going because they did something so brilliant. They rushed from, you know, like our weak side, the short side of the field, to flush Shedeur to his left, which was brilliant. So he had to come back and stop and throw across his body, but it's one-on-one. It should never be that way.
Can we talk, I know I often ask you this, but Shedeur, I mean, his resiliency, there was a series in there where I think he was sacked 4 times out of 5 plays. But to keep going and to keep his mentality, can you talk a little bit about that, how he doesn't get phased?
He's been that way ever since he was a kid. I mean, he's always played quarterback. He played both ways early on, but then he just transitioned in high school into just quarterback. And he's always been talked about, doubted, lied on, cheated, you know, mistreated. He's always been, you're your dad's son, you're only a 3-star or 4-star, you're not this. So he's always built up that resilience and that consistency of I'm going to work my butt off and I'm going to show you. So he keeps the chip on his shoulder.
The defense, again, has continued to, it just feels like excel every week. Where would you like him to see him step up this week?
We can't give up touchdowns in the secondary. That's not indicative of who we are. We really hadn't done that this season. and we got to improve on that because we got some great DBs back there that can get to the ball, that can make the play on the football, and we just did not perform up to our standards.
How impressed are you, though, with the ability of guys to truly embrace that next man up with a couple guys that have been
tremendous.
down?
I mean, we got a guy in here that's going to be up to date. Carter Stoudemire is doing a wonderful job, but we got other guys that are stepping up and playing, because this guy goes down, and you know what this week is, and nobody talks about it. Everybody wants to be a red shirt week this week all around the country. So you got guys tapping out, guys tapping in. So you may see some new guys and some new faces in as well.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a good tease. And as you said, we're going to talk to one of those guys who's truly embraced the next man up mentality on the other side. And welcome back into Coach Prime's playbook at Folsom Field. It's fun to watch some of those fantastic finishes. And such a treat today. We got Carter Stoudemire in the house joining us. And Carter, so happy to have you because you kind of got thrust into this role as Shiloh goes down. How did you embrace that role of next man up, staying ready for this opportunity?
Just wait for my moment to come, just learning from my mistakes from last year, you know, just being ready. Whenever my number was called, I know I was going to be ready to go.
When you talk about learning from your mistakes from last year, what did you take and what did you feel like you've improved on the most?
Just don't let the moment be too big for you. Just know that you made for the moment, and you know, you belong here. I belong here. So just showing that I belong here and I can play at a high level at this level.
You know, Carter and I go way back.
Yeah.
You know, his dad and I played together.
Yes.
And I was at the wedding with his parents.
Okay.
I remember when he was born. So it's way back. I mean, he grew up right around the corner. His parents built a home right around the corner from me. His dad is like my little brother.
Yeah.
So I've been watching his journey on, and then we had an opportunity to sign him. It was just a blessing. But this man is so versatile. He's a big kid. He's a fast kid, physical, plays corner, plays safety, plays slot. He's very versatile, and I love it.
So you've known him for all of this time.
All of his life.
All of his
Yes.
life. What is it about Carter that you said, I want this young man
Consistent.
to play for me?
He's like his father. His father was a workaholic. There's no shortcuts with him.
No.
You know what you're going to get on a daily basis, and it's going to be consistent, and he plays with a passion and a certainty in his physical. And he's still learning the safety's position because he's been a corner his whole life.
Carter, what did you learn from your dad about being a pro, about being ready, about playing at hopefully even the next level?
There's just no shortcuts to being great, you know. You got to do everything the right way. Whatever it takes is what it takes, you know. Just being ready for the moment. You always got to do extra. If you're not doing extra, you're not doing enough. He taught me that when I was young, so that's probably the biggest thing I've learned from him coming up.
You know, it's funny because I see him talk, and he sounds so much like his father, and he looks just like, his mom and his dad together. But it's just hilarious because me and his dad, he's one of my best friends, but we joke and clown all the time. But just seeing him mature and be this guy that he is, and I was there before he was even born. That's what's funny about this.
Yeah.
You know?
Is that like a full circle moment? You played with his dad, now you're coaching.
Yes,
Carter?
coaching his son.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I wish his dad was on our staff, by the way. His dad is extremely intelligent as a football player, but he comes up all the time to support Carter, and he's still darn near all the games. So it's just a blessing seeing him mature, and he's definitely a pro. He's going to be a pro one day.
We talked a lot about dad, but your mom was a superstar track athlete as well. Who's the better athlete, mom or dad?
That's a good one.
Put you on the spot.
That's a good one there. Mom could fly now. Yeah.
Probably mom.
Mom could run.
Just natural athlete, I'd probably say my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Natural athlete, my mom. My dad had to work for everything he had, so my mom, she was born with it, I think. Yeah, I think she was born with it.
That's awesome. And we see your mom is great. She's very active on social. She's always posting. What's it like that to have the support from your parents?
Oh, it's
They're always
great.
here.
It's great. Just know they're always going to be at every game.
Yeah.
Just whenever you come out the locker room, they're always going to be there. Win, lose, or draw, they're always going to love me no matter what. And that's a really good feeling to come out the game, just know they're going to be there.
And his dad is not the kind of guy that, well, my son ain't playing. He's not like that. He's like, stay on his butt. Stay on it. Make sure you put your foot on his throat to make sure he earned everything.
Oh, I love it. That's amazing. Carter, thank you so much for joining us. We can't wait to see everything you do in Florida and the rest of the season. We really appreciate it.
Yes, man. Thank you for having me.
A.J. Jefferson off the jet play action. Sideline shot. He's got a man. It's Harvey. Touchdown. Sprint draw. Harvey. Touchdown.
Jefferson has time, throws the wheel route again for Richardson. He's got it at the 10. He's got a touchdown.
Welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook, and it's time now for Who's Next, a trip down to your home state to take on UCF, Central Florida, and this team is running quite the prolific offense. Let's take a look. They're 3-0 right now. They're averaging almost 46 points per game, third in the nation in yards per game, first in rushing yards. That's a lot of rushing yards.
That's a lot of running.
Yeah, and of course, they're the 2017 national champions. We know this. Let's hear from head coach Gus Malzahn, whose team has only sacked the quarterback one time all season, and he knows going to have to be a lot better against Shedeur Sanders.
That's going to be a big key to the game. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, when you let the guy sit back there and have time, I mean, he does a good job. As a matter of fact, he does a pretty good job even when he doesn't have time. You know, he'll hang in there, man. Impressive. Watch him on film. He'll hang in there to the last second, take a lick, and deliver the ball and get back up the next play.
You look at a defense that hasn't had a lot of luck getting to a quarterback. How does Shedeur approach this one?
He studies his butt off and he prepares. He knows that something that we were inadequate about this past week, they're going to use. They're going to watch that film and they're going to have some kind of blitz that we can handle, or pressures that we can handle a week ago. They usually come from high and drop the safety down and blitz from far away. Prayerfully, we could see it coming. They run the heck out of the football.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
We got to protect Shedeur. We do know that, like we do every week. But we got to stop the darn run.
Yeah. How do you elevate for a team that's rushing almost 400 yards a game?
Yeah, you put everybody in the box. Everybody in the box. Even my mama was going to be in the box this week trying to stop the run. Everybody. They are physical. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They played some good, sound football, and they keep the pressure on. The quarterback is about 250. You know, he's a physical guy. But they have athletes. They get those Florida dogs too, man. And those guys get to the ball defensively, and they play hard.
I am curious. You're going back to Florida. Is there any opportunity to recruit while you're down there? Can you bring recruits to an away game?
Well, this is the way we do it.
Yeah.
You know, I shouldn't say this, but this is the way we do it. I'm going to be honest with y'all because I love you like that. But a lot of recruits that really want to see us, they will sign up to go to the game.
Okay.
On the behalf of the opposing team.
Okay.
So I may jog by and say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? But it'll be a tremendous amount of recruits. I guarantee you they'll have their biggest recruiting weekend this weekend.
That's so great. Before we wrap, I want to talk about KJ, their quarterback. Big guy, as you mentioned.
Yes.
What challenges does he bring?
Physical guy, could run, has a hold in their offense. Yeah, he's had success, you know, in the place he's been. But the kick and throw the ball as well. He's not just a guy that can just run the football. He's a big, forceful guy, but he can also throw the ball. And they want one-on-ones on the outside, and that's what he's going to do. One-on-ones. He's going to try to put it where he needs to place it.
It'll be interesting. Now I'm just interested to see how many recruits are going to be on the sideline.
No, it's going to be crazy.
I feel like I'm going to be watching.
No, I guarantee you.
Yeah,
I guarantee you. Yeah, every recruit in Florida is going to be on that sideline.
I love it. I cannot wait. Hopefully the hurricane doesn't stop it from going through. Welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook here in Boulder, Colorado. And of course, we were showing you some of those fantastic finishes at Folsom Field throughout the years at Boulder. I know I messed up a couple of the dates there, but we did put out a poll to see what Buffs Nation liked the most. And, well, no surprise here. The win over Nebraska, just a screaming win. Everybody likes that. 2019 in OT. Walking it off over OU. That one came next. And then, you know, I feel like 1985, you just didn't get enough love. Maybe it was because the footage wasn't as good. I don't know. But
I wonder how this finish would rank.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to, you know, I feel like
it was too new.
Let's do other ones.
Yeah, it was too new.
But that one was, this one was an all-timer, what we like to call, a lot of people have been calling it the Miracle at Folsom, which is works because it coincides with the 30th anniversary of the Miracle at Michigan, and there was a lot of side-by-sides. Your buddy Cordell Stewart was just posting it all over the place. Do you remember the Miracle at Michigan?
Yeah. I don't know where I was at that time, but I remember that. It was I always play defensive back as well as quarterback, so I always get mad at the DBs when something like that happens. Like, what is wrong with y'all, man? Like, come on, just bat the ball down. Yeah, I get upset with that.
Yeah. Have you ever been part of a Hail Mary as a player?
Not on the field. I was a part of a Hail Mary in Atlanta when we played against the San Francisco 49ers, and we won on a Hail Mary as well.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
If you feel like it's never going to work out, it's crazy when it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's luck. I don't believe in luck, but it's luck.
I love it. Well, that'll do it for today. Coach, good luck in Florida. Safe travels to everybody going there. Honor and a privilege as always.
Amen.
Thank you. We will see you guys next time.